Right of Welling United manager Jamie Coyle after a really disappointing 4-1 defeat. Jamie, we did some things right today, but I thought on balance they are what they are. They're top of the table and they do more things right than they do wrong.
Yeah, well, you've seen today that is the blueprint to win this league. They minimise mistakes in their 18-yard box and get the ball forward as quickly as they can. And you can look at the best footballing sides and whatever else, but they are what they do, and they're strong in it. And I think they'll go on and win the league because they defend well. And the difference is in the opposition's 18-yard box, they get half a chance, they score, and that was the difference today. We haven't really got peppered, but every shot, I think near enough every shot on target has gone in today, and that's the difference. And it's something that we need to improve on, because we've actually got in some fantastic positions early on in the game as well in the second half, but it's that final end product, and it's not just the front boys. We need to add more goals from all over the pitch. If you look at our goal scorers this year, we haven't had enough goals from all over the pitch. We've been relying on obviously Brad, who's got 5, I think, and myself and Tom have got 4. And there's not. I know Joe Healy's had a fantastic scoring season, but we've got to add more goals all over the pitch. But looking at the other side, we've got to work harder defensively. There was 1 or 2 players we've carried today, and you can't do that against a team that are probably going to win it.
I think if you make mistakes against a team like Dartford, you get punished and you look a bit silly. And today we've made 2 goalkeeping errors, other errors in the box, and not only that, there's balls pinging about in the box. They're reacting, they're live to it, aren't they? They're live to it, and ours are just reactive.
Yeah, that's the difference. That's the difference, I think.
Is that anything to do with training, Jamie?
Well, no, it's about. I think it's about quality, and it's about reading the game. And the little bits of Danny Harris has gone on the overlap. Nana hasn't tracked him for the second goal, and he's pulled it back in a great position, and Puri's there, and that's all he needs. People like Puri, they get half a chance and he scores, and unfortunately we're at the other end, whoever's on the end of a cross or whatever else, it seems like we need 3 or 4 to score a goal, and at the other end we're conceding soft goals. And we started the game really well today. I was actually really pleased with the start, and then the ridiculous first goal, Ryan will hold his hands up for it, but it's just gone in the middle of the goal, and all of a sudden you're thinking, here you go again. But it's too many individual mistakes today that's cost us against a team that if you carry 1 or 2 players against Dartford, then you're going to lose the game, and that's what's happened.
How do you go forward when you just said too many players making mistakes? How do you solve that problem? Well,
you go through it in training, which we've done this season, and if the players don't pick up on it or don't improve it, then you have to change it. It's as simple as that, and we've had to do that with 1 or 2 players so far this year. And again, against a team that are going to win the league, you give them 2 goals, 2 goalkeeping errors. At 2-1 in the second half, we actually started really well, and we was pushing on. They didn't come in our half for about 25 minutes, and then again the soft goal, it goes underneath Ryan's hands, and it's a sucker punch again. But it's if and buts, and I'm getting bored of it now. I really am. It's time that the players actually take responsibility and start performing collectively and individually. And if we do that, starting from next week, we have to do it because we need a reaction now. We need to. It has been a tough Christmas in terms of the games we've had, but we should be good enough to match the teams. And the majority of the time we have matched, especially Boxing Day and today, we've matched Dartford, but we've conceded 7 goals, which ain't good enough.
Do you see players coming in, players going?
Yeah, 100%.
Is that in the short term, James?
Yeah. This week I'm trying to sign a player. Hopefully in the next couple of days it'll be sorted out. But
Tell us what kind of position you're looking at?
It's a winger. Okay. It's a winger that's coming in hopefully. So we're just negotiating at the moment. We may have to do a little bit of juggling, a couple out maybe. But yeah, we need to improve, because you can give players a certain amount of opportunities, and after a while you kind of lose a little bit of faith, and you have to look elsewhere.
Goalkeeper situation, are we looking for because obviously Ryan's on loan, are we looking to bring in a goalkeeper? Or?
Yeah, well I've looked to bring a goalkeeper since September, to be honest with you. One that's ours and one that's experienced and going to be a man behind the back 4, but it's proving near enough impossible. We've tried, I think everyone's tried. John McRae's gone out and looked, and all the management staff have looked, and it's tough. A lot of the players or the experienced goalkeepers are tied up at clubs, and it's tough. But Ryan's done well for us recently, but today he's unfortunately thrown 2 in, and it's cost us at important times of the game.
Dylan, is that a possibility, or is that not?
Yeah. It's something that we're going to look at. If we can't get someone permanently for our own player, then I think he's probably been best of the bunch that we've had in. it's ridiculous even talking about the goalkeeping situation. It's so frustrating.
Do you think that's hurt us over the season, James? You haven't had our own goalkeeper?
Of course it has. Yeah, if I break it down, I think I said it when I meet the manager. I think goalkeepers have cost us about 15 points this year. And we went through it the other day, and it's a difficult one because our hands are a bit tired because you've had to get youngsters in that are always a gamble from pro clubs because of the window and because of the majority of the experienced goalies are tied up at places. So. But it's not just the goalkeeping today. It's all throughout the season. The defending's got to be better, and then you've got to be more reliable. And when I say defending, it's including the midfield. The midfield are including that and being reliable, tracking their runners. And we conceded a lot of goals this year from wingers switching off and midfielders not tracking runners in the box. And we got to improve on it. We've been working on it in training. And like I said, if the players don't pick up on the aspects that we're working on, then we need to move on and find others.
One of our attacking threats has been Jeffrey Monacana up until a month or so ago. There seems to be that ability he had to take on players, even from a standing start, give them a start, whiz past them. Doesn't seem to be going outside people. Is he being coached to come inside? Or?
No. He wants to carry on doing what he's done all season. But I don't know whether his hamstring is slightly, it's a psychological thing. I'm not too sure. But I did talk to him. We do need that performance that he offered us at the start of the season when he come on loan, when he's getting down the side and getting decent balls in the box. We have to do that. But at the other end, there's two aspects. You've got to look at defensive roles and responsibilities as well, because if you look at their two wingers today, I think Hazy done really well quality-wise, but they both work so hard. And that is the blueprint. It's irrelevant of the position that you're playing for Dartford. Everyone knows their roles and responsibilities, and they work back, and it's always hard, especially for our wingers, because they're always doubled up on. So
our blueprint is to come off the pitch where people go, Welling worked harder than the other team.
Absolutely.
You'd be happy if people go, if we win, lose or draw, our players worked harder than the other team.
That's the minimum requirement that we expect.
We're not getting that, Jamie.
Well, we're getting 8 or 9 or 10 players. We're not getting 11. And that's what we've got to look at, and that's my job to make sure that we juggle things around, we change players that are not doing that, whether they're injured, whether they're switching off, whether it's understanding, laziness. We need to recognise that, and we have done in the last couple of weeks, and we need to change things.
It's been a really, results-wise, terrible Christmas, but we get the chance against Eastbourne at home. I mean, you'll be looking for nothing other than 3 points.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's been a tough Christmas. With the games that we've had, it's been tough, but and it is boring. Like I said earlier, we've more than matched Dartford on Boxing Day and at times again today. But then you can see goals at stupid times that really have killed us today. Like I say, I thought I was really pleased with the first 10-15 minutes, the way we started the game. But then as soon as you can see the soft goal like we did, everyone's head's a little bit down and you lose a little bit of momentum. But we've picked the boys up and we work hard in training this week, and hopefully we'll have a couple of additions for our next game.
From being 2 points off the top of the table, we've now dropped away. We're outside the playoffs. We're not far outside the playoffs. It could be one of these seasons that drifts into mid-table. Are you not going to let that happen? Are you demanding that we get back up to the playoffs?
I have to remind everyone around the club that the remit at the start was to be better than last year. I've got high expectations as well as everyone else, the fans as well as the management team. But there is a little bit of a reality that we are 3 wins away, I think, from equaling the points total last year. So it has been tough this year in terms of, just starting at the goalkeeping situation as well as completely getting a whole new squad in. And we are on a little bit of dip at the moment, but I still have to remind everyone that the remit at the start was to improve on last year. I think we've done that from watching last year and looking at the end result last year. But I have got high expectations that I won't allow the boys just to settle for mid-table. We want to try and push and get in the playoffs. That was the idea at the start, and it's my job to make sure I've got players that we got a chance of doing that, and we'll make sure that we'll between now and next Saturday, if we can get a couple of new additions and freshen things up, and maybe after a couple of players going in the other direction, then we'll do it.
Jamie, thanks for talking to us. We'll see you Saturday.
Thank you.
Bye, mate.